Good afternoon. It's time. It's time for yet another NFL Bucky's Mill Day. This is your host, as always, Mike C. And of course, the star of the show, it's Bucky. Say hi, Bucky. Bucky says hi. We're going to do a little different this time. I got to change things around. We're going to do another mock draft. This time, the top 6. Okay? And the Lions pick 6th. So, no sense really going past that right in this one. We'll do top 10s again. We'll do entire mock draft. And, we're just the old favorites, as they say. But we're going to just, change it up a little bit. You have to keep things fresh, Bucky. Now, last week, our video did okay. We had 16 views, which is about half, a little less than half. We did the previous week, but that's okay. I'm not in for, numbers and stuff like that. A lot of people are, and that's fine if they want to do that. I just like to make the mocks and just have fun with it. But 16 is still a very good number. As far as outside news, not much going on. Lions are pretty quiet last few days. As far as free agents, a couple trade rumors. I'm not crazy about them. Older defensive tackles, I'll pass on that. Doesn't really do much for me. They still have very good salary cap money available. Plus, they still have to sign, their draft picks. So they're in very, very good shape for once. And we'll see what happens with that. Not really much else going on with the Lions. They're still getting great press. They're talking about them. They're praising them. It's foreign for me. It's, I don't say startling, but it's nice to see, and people are actually talking positive about them. I've seen a lot of places where they're either going to or will be picked, or are being picked to finish first in the NFC North. That's good. No news on the Rodgers, Karen Rodgers, as some people call him, trade with the Jets. Lamar Jackson's still out there, so whenever. I think he's going to eventually go back to Baltimore. And Rodgers, I don't know. I mean, he might go to the Jets. They want a first-round pick for him to play 1 or 2 years. Not worth it. But we'll see. And, of course, we'll report on it. But until it does, I'm not going to waste my time on it. The Blackhawks continue to struggle. The season's been over for a long time. But so nothing to report there. The Reds, whatever. The season starts pretty soon. Last Joey Votto is not going to start the season. He's still injured. I think his career is pretty much done, but at least with the Reds. But so the other two teams are not doing anything on my radar, so that's fine. The Badgers started spring training for their football team, so that was exciting, and I guess they held a very long practice. And I'm very impressed so far with their new head coach, and hopefully they'll get great heights reached. And I'm looking forward to their season and upcoming seasons. Okay, Bucky. We've got the list of mock draft here. It's on the other side, so Bucky's going to be... Whoa, that's Bucky. That's all of Bucky. Now, I hope I can read this because I wrote on this one. I have 4 different mocks, and if they're the same for the team, I'm not going to, spend a lot of time on it. But I tried to get 4 different picks for the Lions, and I succeeded. And... well, I'll take that back. I have one player twice, so I have to do it that way. Well, actually, I have 3. I have one player different. Okay, we'll start that over, Bucky. The first 6 players I have Carolina selecting C.J. Stroud, quarterback. I've got Houston selecting Will Anderson, edge. I've got Jalen Carter. Now, I didn't pick all these. These were, on mock draft, so Some of these picks are like, what? But, third pick, Jalen Carter to the Cardinals. I don't see that happening. Anthony Richardson to the Colts. Tyree Wilson to the Seahawks. And I chose Gonzalez, cornerback, to the Lions. Christian Gonzalez. I love Christian Gonzalez. The next one I've got Anthony Richardson's first to Carolina, the quarterback. I got Will Anderson edge to Houston, which I don't see that happening. Then I got Devontae Witherspoon to Arizona. I don't see that happening either. Then I got C.J. Stroud to Indianapolis. That's possible. Tyree Wilson edge to Seattle. And I selected Jalen Carter. Then I've got the third one, C.J. Stroud, a quarterback to Carolina. Bryce Young, quarterback to Houston. They picked Gonzalez, cornerback to Arizona. Well, that's pretty high for a cornerback. The Lions drafted Okudah. Will Levis, quarterback to Indianapolis. Then Will Anderson, edge to Seattle. And then I also picked Jalen Carter. Now, some of these I did all up to the 18th pick. If I picked Jalen Carter, I think for the most part, I picked the edge from Georgia also. And but sometimes I pick the running back. But this is kind of just the top 6 right now. The last one I got C.J. Stroud of Carolina, Richardson at Houston, Tyree Wilson to the Cardinals, possible Will Levis to Indianapolis, Will Anderson edge to Seattle, and then I also picked Jalen Carter. So what that tells you is that I'm a big fan of Jalen Carter. Now, I'm not a fan of what he did off the field, but his talent is undeniable. I think if they also draft Nolan Smith, who was the captain of that team, and edges at a position they could use, that would be fantastic. It's not mandatory they do that, but I think the Lions have enough in place with their head coach, their general manager, and just good coaches and good players in the team. I think they can use them as a mentor, and a lot of the stuff was when he was a lot younger. Now the last a couple incidents have been recent. The bad pro day, stuff like that. He had a lot on his mind going, so I'm willing to cut him some slack compared to the talent that he has. And defensive tackle is probably right now the most glaring need the Lions have. So, Christian Gonzalez is another great pick. I don't like Witherspoon that high. He's smaller. I don't know how fast he is. And I'm just not. He's a good cornerback. I'm not doubting that. I just don't want him for the Lions at 6. If he's at 18, sure. Especially if they pick Carter at 6. I have seen that. I've seen a lot of different scenarios. So, that's always fun this time of year. So basically, I'm down to 2 or 3 players I want the Lions to draft at number 6. And Carter, Gonzalez, Tyree Wilson's also up there. If one of those 2 or both are gone, he's an edge from Texas Tech. He's got long arms. He's big. He's fast. He's great talent. Corner's not a pressing need as much, but if they pick Gonzalez at 6, I'd be very happy. I've got pictures of him. I'm basing my picks on what pictures I have, but not solely. I'm just kidding. But I've seen them select at 18. B.J. Robinson, a corner, depending on if they went for Jalen Carter. I've seen a lot of different picks. Some I don't agree with. Tight end. I'm sick of people picking a tight end. I've seen Lions pick a quarterback at 6, which I'm not for at all. So, we don't want that. And, I've seen, quarterbacks at 18, Hooker at 18. I'm not a big, he's okay. He's very talented. He's older. He's 26, I believe. Plus, he's coming off an injury, and I want to, start his career like that. I've seen him go to the Vikings at 26. Who knows? Because their quarterback is getting older. Oh, excuse me. This is a great video here, Bucky. Um, I'd be a little surprised by that, but not necessarily. But I don't want the Lions to pick a quarterback at 6 or 18, for that matter. They need help on their defense. Goff is their number one. Worry about that next year. I've seen them trade down scenarios, either 6 or 18. I've seen them both. I've seen the last one I'm really intrigued with is they trade down from 6 with the who do they trade with? Titans, Tennessee Titans. And they get a first next year, which I'm really excited about for that because it's in Detroit next year. But not only that, they're really improving on their future. Plus, they can trade back. Next year they could trade up to get the quarterback, and it's possible. But I'm really liking that scenario. Anytime they get more picks, you just have to use them correctly. But they've been pretty good at making picks lately, so I'm encouraged by that and confident they'll continue that. So there's a lot of news. The free agency has quieted down. There's still some talent out there. They lost out on a great linebacker, Bobby Wade, and went back to Seattle. I don't know if it was ever. I think it was pretty much a done deal. He wanted to go back to Seattle, so the main ones that the Lions are looking at, except for a trade, are off the board. So I think they're pretty much done. I don't really see them signing too many more players right now. Players will get released, obviously, afterwards. So you want to, still have money left over for that because very, very good players get released. It just always happens. So I think that's about it, Bucky. I can't see my time here. 7 minutes? Yeah, that's good enough. All right. So we had a good week, and weather's gotten. We've had snow, we've had rain, we've had nice weather. Right now it's not too bad out, but spring can't get here soon enough. March is almost done. April is just around the corner, and then the drafts really kick in as far as news and information and more mocks. I can always have more mocks, Bucky. And we'll continue doing ours. And next week we'll probably do Lions mocks next week and see how we do on that. And have to make more signs, but that's okay. So for Mike C, and of course the star of the show, as always, is Bucky. Say bye, Bucky. Bucky says bye. And take care, everybody, and be kind, and tell somebody you love them. All right, bye now.